JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, body found on cast iron bridge in Spanish Town. A body was found on the historic cast iron bridge in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, on Tuesday morning. The police, while confirming the discovery of the body, was unable to state the gender. We are not sure of the gender of the body, and we don't have any details at this time, but we'll be making checks and giving updates soon, a representative of the police's corporate communications unit said. The person is believed to have been murdered, reports suggested. There's been an explosion of murders in the St. Catherine North Division in recent days, with at least 6 homicides since Sunday, fueling a 35% spike in murders in that division year to date. There was a chilling triple murder of an elderly woman and her 2 grandchildren on Sunday, plus a murder believed to be a case of mistaken identity on Brunswick Avenue on Monday, a murder on Holt Road in Thompson Pen, and one in McCook's Pen, Old Harbor. Up to Saturday, which was before the triple murder, there were 108 murders compared to 80 in the corresponding period of 2019. St. Anne police probing suspected case of fatal food poisoning. The St. Anne police are probing a suspected case of food poisoning involving 2 women. One remains admitted at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, while the other has since succumbed. She has been identified as 55-year-old Caroline Gray, who is of a Greenwich, Stewartown address in the parish. Gray died last week. A post-mortem would have to be done, which will determine the cause of death, and based on that, we might have to do further investigation. Head of the St. Anne Police, Superintendent Carlos Russell, said on Tuesday, "We're not sure that it's food poisoning. There is a death investigation going on, and the police are exploring all angles," he added. The police had reported that on Thursday, November 19, about 4 p.m., both ladies asked a man to purchase lunches for them from a restaurant in St. Anne's Bay. The lunches consisted of fried chicken, rice and peas, and pasta. Both women consumed the meals and later fell ill. They were rushed to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where they were both admitted. Gray died the following day while undergoing further treatment. The police later visited the restaurant where the food was purchased and collected samples of powder seasonings for forensic analysis. Personnel from the St. Anne Health Department interviewed several persons on Monday to determine if poisoning may have played a part in Gray's death. Soldiers on ganja charges offered bail. 2 Jamaica Defense Force JDF soldiers charged last month with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, shooting with intent, possession and dealing of ganja, and taking steps proprietary to export ganja were offered bail when they appeared in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court yesterday. The soldiers, 38-year-old Robert Smith and 39-year-old Ron Mendez, are to reappear in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court on January 12. Queen's Counsel Peter Champagne said that Smith and Mendez were offered bail in the sum of $800,000 with reporting conditions and stop orders imposed. They were arrested following a joint police-military operation that busted $6 million worth of ganja in gutters, St. Elizabeth, last month. Champagne is representing Smith, and attorney Samoy Campbell is representing Mendez. Police reports are that about 9:30 p.m. on October 13, a team comprising of members of the Narcotics Division and the Westmoreland Division, assisted by members of the JDF, attempted to intercept a minivan in the area. However, the occupants of the vehicle reportedly fired upon the team and discarded packages as they attempted to flee. The vehicle was eventually intercepted, and 2 men, who were later confirmed to be members of the JDF, were arrested. The ganja and the vehicle the men were traveling in were seized. The vehicle is a property of the JDF. Toots, Buju, Maxi, and Skip among Grammy nominations. Dancehall music has been shunned in this year's Grammy nominations. In the Best Reggae Album category, the 5 nominees are Got to Be Tough by Toots and the Maytals, Upside Down 2020 by Buju Banton, It All Comes Back to Love by Maxi Priest, One World by The Wailers, and Higher Place by Skip Marley. This is Buju Banton's 5th nomination, while Toots and the Maytals is celebrating its 7th. Both Banton and Toots and the Maytals have won the award in this category. Toots Hibbert, frontman for Toots and the Maytals, died on September 11. The 63rd Grammy Awards will take place in Los Angeles, California on January 31. Babsy rallies Jamaicans to battle violence against women and girls. Olivia Grange knows what it means to be sexually and physically assaulted in public. And as the Minister for Gender Affairs, she's determined to put a stop to brazen attacks on women and girls. Grange opened up to the congregation at the Power of Faith Ministries International in Portmore, St. Catherine on Sunday, using her very personal experience as a young girl to rally vigorous resistance to sexual predation. Addressing a commemorative church service marking International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women 2020, Grange also announced 16 days of activism starting November 22, centered on heightening awareness and raising alarm against violence against women. The minister said the church, warts and all, was well positioned to help push back against violence, even by its own members. Grange's nightmarish ordeal occurred when she was 15 years old, born and raised in West Kingston, but attending school uptown. One day I took the bus and it was packed. A man was standing behind me and he started rubbing up himself on me. I take my elbow and juke him and push him off of me. The man boxed me in my face. It was real. Of course, the people on the bus took him on, and one man gave him a big thumb for me. Whoever that man was, we should clap him, Grange told the congregation, who responded with applause. The Gender Affairs Minister's charge coincides with proposed legislation against sexual harassment in the workplace, a phenomenon on which there's no settled data on its prevalence, but is widely accepted to be widespread throughout Jamaican society. Ongoing deliberations among a joint select committee are seen as crucial, inching steps on a wider journey to protect women against physical and sexual abuse. Grange on Sunday urged every Jamaican to fight the scourge of violence against women and not to turn a blind eye to abuse. There is universality of women's and girls' experience in Jamaica, regardless of age, education, employment status, union status, or area of residence, said Grange, who is affectionately called Babsy. The church, like everywhere else in society, has members who are survivors, bystanders, and perpetrators. I'm not throwing any stones, Pastor, but the reality is it touches everybody. The Gender Affairs Minister said she was alarmed that the World Health Organization, WHO, had found that 1 in every 3 women worldwide has experienced either physical and or sexual intimate partner violence or non-partner sexual violence in her lifetime. She also cited a Women's Health survey showing that 1 in every 4 Jamaican women has been physically abused by her partner, and that 1 in every 3 Jamaican women is a victim of sexual violence. 4 more COVID deaths, 79 new cases, an additional 4 COVID-19 related deaths, and 79 new cases were recorded across Jamaica on Monday, according to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The deceased are a 59-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, an 89-year-old male from St. James, a 95-year-old male from Trelawney, and a 77-year-old female from Westmoreland. 2 of the deaths, that of the 95-year-old and the 77-year-old, were previously under investigation. The latest fatalities bring the death toll from the coronavirus in Jamaica to 243. The 79 newly confirmed COVID-19 cases bring the total number of cases on record for the island to 10,422. Recoveries increased by 54, bringing total recoveries to 5,572. Of the newly confirmed cases, 43 are females and 36 are males, with ages ranging from 2 to 93 years. The cases were recorded in St. Anne, 14, St. Catherine, 12, Kingston and St. Andrew, 11, St. James, 10, Portland, 9, Westmoreland, 6, St. Elizabeth, 5, Hanover, 4, Clarendon, 3, Trelawney, 2, St. Mary, 1, St. Thomas, 1, and Manchester, 1. There are 12 moderately ill patients and 14 critically ill patients among the 4,465 active cases now under observation in Jamaica. Chang orders police to hunt criminal savages in St. Anne and St. Catherine murders. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says he has given clear orders to the security forces to relentlessly hunt down and bring to justice the savages responsible for the brutal triple murders that took place in St. Anne and St. Catherine. The police are probing the shooting death of an elderly woman and her grandchildren at their home in Trial Heights in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The deceased were identified as 81-year-old Iselin McFarlane, a retiree, 6-year-old Michelle McFarlane, and a 10-year-old Christina McFarlane. In St. Anne, the bodies of 3 men were reportedly found along a road in the Yelland community. Chang said the security's strong response to these heartless killings must not be a matter of debate. We will do what it takes to stop these murderers from terrorizing our children and our senior citizens. Our law-abiding citizens will be protected. These murderers will be removed from our society using all legal tools available to the police. The minister further emphasized that the government of Jamaica remains resolute in giving support to the security forces in a bid to bring to justice these perpetrators of violent crimes who seek to create mayhem and rain terror on communities. Chang extended his condolences to the families affected by the killings and gave his assurances that the security forces will consider all security measures as they hunt these criminals. The National Security Minister said the government will not relent in efforts to reduce violent crime in Jamaica. He said these efforts include strengthening the intelligence capacity of the force, allocation of additional resources, and a constant review of the legislative arrangements that are needed to assist crime-fighting efforts. Dr. Chang said he has had discussions with the leadership of the security forces about ways in which the government may increase support as they pursue vicious gangsters, including those who are hired to kill. The minister also called on communities not to shield criminals, but to share with the police information that may assist in apprehending criminals. There are 2 ways information can be given anonymously and confidentially to Crime Stop: by calling Crime Stop's toll-free number 311 or by calling 1-888-991-4000. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.